What's up, guys? This is Vivian. Wow, I'm just very awkward in front of the camera. But, I'm actually just doing a quick video, which I hate doing because I hate photographing myself. Show, like, a little life hack that I did with my Polaroid camera. They do have filters that come, that you can buy on the website that are official, and they cover the whole thing, like this whole thing, as well as the, light meter. However, they are $30, and they're mostly just like the color filters. Like, I think there's like a warming one, like a blue one, and maybe like, I know that there's like one kaleidoscopic one, but other than that, like, they really don't seem to have the ones that I like, because the ones that I really like are the kaleidoscopic filters, which I've only really seen people do with like the Holga set. However, I found a way to get a filter like that with a Polaroid camera. Basically, to start out, what I did is I got one of these things for like my smartphones. It's like a little clip thingy. Like, there's like a little accessory lens thingy that it's in a clip. So you more or less just like clip it on your smartphone. This part goes over the camera on your smartphone, and it's like a filter. So I'm like, how can I do this? And honestly, like, a set of 9 different filters was literally like $6 on fucking Amazon. So it was really cheap. And the Polaroid Originals filters are like, I want to say like $30 plus shipping. So if you kind of like calculate that, I think shipping in my area, because I'm close by, because I do believe that their warehouse is in New York City, and I'm in upstate New York, so it's in-state, so I'd probably say that their postage handling for me is probably like $7. So it's kind of like almost $40 for a filter pack, and honestly, I'm probably only going to use one of them, so I figured that I would try making a redneck system. And my stupid ass, and I was like, oh, well, there's really like no way to sort of fasten them, because any sort of like thing that would like slip over here, there's not a whole lot of space between this the whatchamacallit, light meter and the lens, so you can't really like clasp anything over just this round part, because there's a good chance that it will also cover up this little thing right over here and make your pictures shitty. So I definitely tried to find a way that I could create something that would cover this area. That would cover this area of the camera. And my original idea, and this is fucking stupid looking back to what I actually figured out, but my original idea is that I would take like cardboard and sort of like mold it, and then like 3D printer or whatever bullshit thing, and I'm like, wow, that was really dumb, because I was just hanging out in my room with my doll collection, and I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, can't I just take the tack stuff that I use to insert ball joint doll eyes and just affix it in place? So what I came up with is that I literally took like fucking poster tack on one of these little like cheap little cell phone camera lenses, and it more or less just allows it to sort of let's see if I can sort of like, basically it is, let's see if I can show that at an angle, it is kind of recessed in there, so like there's more like a round, and then it goes sort of like closed in, so there's kind of like an angle going in like a cone shape. So you can't really just like stick anything on the side here, because you'll just fall off. However, you need something to stick it in place. So fucking poster tack. I was over here for hours trying to fucking think of like using like Worbla or something just to like mold it out of plastic that I can just stick it on and off, and poster tack. The answer is literally fucking poster tack. And I am a fucking idiot for not even thinking of that as like the first idea. So yeah, just post attack. It sticks on, and it just doesn't damage the outside because it more like sticks around this side. And I did try it, and it does work. And because it doesn't block the light meter, it doesn't seem to really like affect the image negatively that I've noticed. The one thing that I have noticed, however, is that because it doesn't fit around perfectly, that you do get a vignetting effect. So I basically just tried it out with like 2 of these little mobile like cell phone lenses, because the little clip, like you just screw in the lens to it, so they actually come apart like that. And this is just like a little like 3-piece kaleidoscopic filter. And when I use the 3-piece, and I just photographed a butterfly that's hanging on my mantle, and it kind of looks like this, so you do see that you get like the triple image without having to do like a multiple exposure. And however, and then I also tried it out, and this is more like a 6-point, because you have like the center where it's kind of flat, and then you have like the 5 like angly things around it. Ooh. And when I took a picture of the butterfly with the 5-point lens, I didn't really like how it looked. Probably because I fucking angled the camera wrong like a dumbass, and I didn't really take into account of the parallax effect, because I'm a dumbass, and I literally just woke up from a very long nap. But with the 5-piece, like, it doesn't really look quite as good, if that makes sense. So, yeah. However, I did try photographing a different item around my house with the 5-piece. This was just like a cross that was hanging on the wall in our living room, and yeah. So I do think that subject absolutely does impact how this sort of like accessory kaleidoscopic lens thing works. But either way, this is just like a very, very cheap redneck way of doing it. And basically all I did was take some poster tack and roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. Into a cylindrical shape, and just sort of stretch it around here. Doodly-doo. And just attach it around that area. So, yep. Very cheap, very easy. It does have the vignetting effect. Basically, like, I definitely, like, fucked up the framing on some of this, because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna take this really, really quickly. And I do think it came out kind of dark because it's super dark, it's super cold in my house, and you have that vignetting effect. I think it's a little more obvious on the butterfly one. Let's see. So you can definitely see like the outside of the lens, because it doesn't fit perfectly, and it does give like a circle effect. However, I do think that if you're into like that Lomo aesthetic, that the circular effect would be enjoyable, because they used to make like the Polaroid Originals film that had like the circle frame on it for like the 600, and unfortunately they haven't brought that back yet. Makes me really sad. Let's see. And another test that I did is I wanted to see if I could stick that bad boy on my Diana Mini. So I'm going to do that right now and put my webcam down here where you can actually see it. And I'm basically with the Diana Mini lens, it kind of like looks like that. It's really hard to see it from like this kind of angle. Let's see. As you can see, like it goes down in like a conical shape, and then but the actual like lens doodly thing, it sort of has like a curve to it. so it curves upwards, so it's not like flat. Like this bad boy, sort of like the lens on it is quite flat, so like it goes down a conical thing, but like the lens itself just sort of lays sort of like flat. However, with the Diana Mini, it's sort of like a conical shape. So, no, it's not. What's the word I'm thinking of? Convex. It's a convex shape. Convex shape. Okay. So, obviously, because this is a 35mm camera, I can't really show you the results of this little experiment until like I actually get the film developed. However, I have noticed that these little doodads actually fit in there pretty much fucking perfectly. Like, it doesn't seem that when I look down at it directly, that because these little doodads, there's actually like a space, if that makes sense. Like, even though the Diana lens sort of goes like upwards in like a curved shape, these actually, with the little additional lenses, there's actually like a little gap. No, that makes sense? Like, it's not, it sort of like screws in here, but it's not like a thick. There's sort of like space down here. So technically, if you put this on top of it, it wouldn't touch this glass part. No, it's not glass, it's plastic, or maybe it's like plastic and glass. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's just plastic though. So technically, like, it doesn't butt up against it, so it won't damage it. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm stretching out my poster tack. And I'm essentially just putting it around here. Not doing the best job of it, like a dumbass. This is all very, this is very basic bitch. I feel like the budget I have is not quite as nice as the professional film hipsters that you see that are like, oh yes, I have a $10,000 SLR camera. And it's like, I work part-time at a clothing store. I can't really afford to be that bougie about my hobbies, unfortunately. I wish I could. But essentially, it's got that molded around the side. As you can see, you're not really, like, when you look through it. Right-handed. Okay, as you can see, like, through, the lens proper, you're not really, like, can't see the blue tack looking through the lens. Basically, like, when I'm looking through the lens, I don't really see it around, so I'm just going to, put that over here and just slightly tap. And it's not coming off. Doodly-doo. So, I have my little Diana Mini. This does kind of like stick out. It does look a little silly. You obviously can't put the lens cap on it if you do this. But it does look very neat, I hope. Basically, when I look at it through here, I don't think that it's really off-center. So I think that even though there will be like a more noticeable vignetting effect than the Diana Mini as it is regularly, I don't think that it will adversely affect the image. And like I said, it comes right off. And it is, of course, poster tack. So that's what it is. Very simple, very easy, very cheap. You can do it with multiple cameras. And you're not paying $30 for a filter set. Because I actually wrote a letter to the Lomo, the Lomography, Lomo USA, and I wrote a letter to their office, and I was like, I love the Diana Mini. However, I noticed that you have all these filters for the Olga camera and the F+, but you don't have anything for the Diana Mini. I love her. She's very lightweight, very small. I can fit her in my pocket, can fit her in my shirt. However, not a lot of accessories. There's basically just a cable release, and it's not even that useful for the Mini because you can actually just screw a cable release into her as she is, unlike the F Plus. So, yeah. Wrote them a letter and they said, oh, well, we're focusing on other aspects of our line right now. And since I wrote them the letter, it seems that they came out with the Diana Square. So I definitely think that they're focusing more on their instant cameras and not on this bad gal, sadly. But either way, I found a way to hack it into awesomeness. Here's my terrible webcam video of my redneck photo accessories.